Hey y'all, welcome back to the nest and let's get rocking and rolling with some code. Come on in.
Hey y'all, Bunny Tech Gal here, and today I am bringing you Google Sites for Noobs. So Google Sites is a very easy way for you to create a portfolio or for you to create a website that plays well in the sandbox with all other googly things. And I'm going to be showing you a very quick version of how you create one of these. So let's get rocking. All right, so here you're going to have a couple of options as to how to get to Google Sites. You can just go into your Google search bar and type in Google Sites, and you can get into it that way. And then you can either create a template or you can use a blank template, which is what I suggest, so that you can have better customization. And then if you're familiar with Google Drive and using that, I would highly suggest you use this route. And I would also, just for organization type, I would go in and create a Google Drive folder. Then you can create your Google site from within there, and it will immediately live in your Google Drive. So now that we have this open, we are going to need to go ahead and give our site a unique name, and it will show up on the top left-hand side. Also, you will see your Google site over in your Google Drive. So next, we are going to want to go ahead and share our project. You are going to need the person's email address, and then you're also going to need to know whether or not you want them to just be a viewer or an editor. If you want to completely collaborate with them, you're going to want to allow them editing privileges. All right, you're going to click share those people and just add in their email and send them a short little message to go along with it. And then they will immediately see it in their email and also in their Google Drive under shared with me. And the next thing we're going to do is look at our themes. So you're going to click over on the top right-hand corner where you see themes, and you're going to be able to create the vibe of your project. And depending on what this is going to be for, you're going to want to create it in a different way. Now you can 100% customize this on your own if you are more advanced, or if you want to kind of keep it a little bit more simple, you can just leave it with the templates that are already over there to the right. So I would suggest for your very first time doing this that you just keep it simple. So down the proverbial rabbit hole we go of customizing this page. If you wanted to just leave it with all of the presets, when you go up here to the header, you can leave it, or you can click here, upload your own image, or use some of the stock images. And if you want to customize one that includes maybe your Bitmoji or something else that is a little bit more unique to you and your mission of your page, then you can just look up what the correct pixel sizes are and upload something that you have created yourself, maybe from a Google drawing. And then you can also do the exact same thing for the footer. However, I don't think that is used as prevalently as the header. So once you get that set, then you will be able to go and start adding in your actual elements of the page. I've been a member of the Church of All Things Google for quite some time, but one of the things that I love perhaps best about all of the googly things is how user-friendly they are. So no matter if you are a kindergartner or you are an 80-year-old trying to create memories for your family, all of our Google things, such as this Google Sites, are going to play very well with whatever your tech savvy level would be. So as you see over on the right hand side, I am just dragging elements over and placing them where I want them to go. And you can also see that there is quite a bit of personalization that you can do here. So for example, with your fonts, you can completely change those around as far as how they look and where they are. And as you see here with your images, you can also, not going out to a third-party source, you can go in and you can edit that image. You can change the transparency, where it lives on your page, and even some coloration with adding in filters such as Snapchat or Instagram. Then you can also add in items that are directly in your Google Drive, which are really neat if you are looking at trying to create a portfolio where you are showcasing some of your work. And you are also going to be able to embed YouTube videos directly into your site, which is really awesome if you're trying to showcase something. So, for example, with me and all of my classwork, I would be able to create a showcase of my students' work and highlight all of their YouTube videos that they have created for our channel for Project Lead the Way Computer Science. Then you will also be able to upload things that you have on your hard drive. And perhaps the fanciest thing that you will be able to do now is you will be able to hyperlink to extra pages. So over on the right-hand side where you see the option for pages, you're going to be able to, just like any other website that it has different things that you can click in within a menu, you're also going to be able to do the exact same thing with this Google site. Now, if you were looking for something that is just bottom of the barrel, very noob level, then you probably don't want to go and take this route and get too deep into everything, and you want to just stay surface level and do things like I'm doing here. But if you're really looking for something that will be helpful for your educational setting, for your project, or maybe even for your business, then you're going to want to get crazy into a little bit more advanced things that I'll be sharing in a separate video with adding in pages and then subpages. But you'll also be able to add in hyperlinks, and each one of these panels that you see that are rectangular shaped, you're also going to be able to add in different backgrounds for each one of those. Now, you can keep them congruent and keep them exactly the same all the way through, or maybe even not even have a background on them, and it will just default to whatever the color is of your background. You can also take and make them look completely crazy pants and be a little bit different. And that's also something else that you can on the back end. If you wanted something that's a little bit extra, you'll be able to customize the backgrounds of each one of those panels as well. So let's pump the brakes here for a second and talk about the real world relevancy of all of these things that I am showing, such as Google Sites. In our world today, we are so heavily influenced and so heavily driven by all things tech, especially now that, COVID came to visit and isn't taking a hike. So now it is even more integral and important for us to connect our passions and our hopes and our dreams and our professions out to the rest of the world. And what better way than a free site that is extremely, extremely easy to use, such as Google Sites? So if you are a senior in high school and you are trying to gain college scholarships for next year, because college is expensive, how awesome and rad would it be that you started creating a student portfolio when you were in elementary school or maybe even in middle school that can showcase everything that you've done, all of the awards you received, and all of your academics, and maybe even your hopes and your dreams. Or maybe you're a businessman or woman and you want to share out what your platform is for your business. Maybe you're even somebody that is at home and you just want to share your passion out with the world. So if you're really passionate about photography or dance or art or whatever it is, then you could create a Google site, and that could be your proclamation to the world, your stamp, your 15 minutes of fame. And what better way to do it than something that costs you $0 and is extremely, extremely easy to use? To wrap this up with a pretty little bow, all you have left to do is up at the top right-hand corner, you will see a button that says Publish, and this is what is going to make everything go live out to the World Wide Web. And this is not something that is going to be an active or a live change, such as some of the other googly things. This is something that you are going to have to take and hit that button so that it registers all of those changes, which is also really awesome because it keeps you from oopsieing too much. So once you have it published, it will give you that link that you can then start sharing out to the world. So I hope you guys all have learned something really awesome and you can take this into your lives as you go on your merry little way. And from here at our nest, we will say we will catch you on the flip side, and peace out, y'all. Be blessed.